Motu Villas, Keynes Hall and Satakavika College are working together on a renewable energy project funded by Germany. The project will incorporate both solar and hydrogen. Today we visited Motu Villas where ICT Nexus was conducting load testing to gather crucial data for determining the project's size.
The whole project is funded by the German Ministry for the Environment and Nature Conservation and is organized by Iris Heinz, who is the project coordinator for the German Chamber of Commerce based in Auckland. We've been working on this project for the last good 2.5 years now, and today our event marks the entrance into phase 2. Phase 2 sees us verify the assumptions. We have the local company, ICT Nexus, that came here with Tai and introduced and installed smart metering at Motu Villas. So we get a very clear picture painted now of our loads and of our energy consumptions. This will be hopefully rolled out over to Kent Hall and to Titikavika College so that we can then send that data set back to the engineers in Berlin and refine the original drafts and plans for the project. So what we've done today is do based on the New Zealand NZ 3000 standard a demand load test. So what we are basically trying to establish is how much power does Motu Villas draw at any given time and identify what's our peak load when all of our air conditioning units are going, when the guests are enjoying the property, when we are running our laundry, when the pool circulation pump is going on, water circulation and water filtration, etc. And that will give us a very clear idea of how big and how strong the solar energy plant needs to be designed for to cater for all of this.
And so how long will this project take?
That depends. That depends on how quickly we can collect all the data sets from all three entities and how quickly we can then write the project out for tender so that companies can tender for the actual installations. There's a lot of things that need to happen in the meantime. What we're doing next is that Iris Heinz will come over to Raro. She arrives on Sunday, and we'll have more stakeholder consultations. We will be hosting some workshops, and we will be talking to all people involved in this project, trying to bring everybody back onto the same page, and then work on a timeline from there.
Here in Motu, we firstly, the first thing we've installed is a measurement meters. So we've installed from one of our suppliers, from Janitzer, which is a grid monitoring company in Germany. So we are now monitoring the full consumption of power that's coming or what Motu is using. And by doing that, we've also installed, like I said earlier, we've installed a IoT gateway. So all the readings from the power meter is transmitting or talking to this IoT gateway, and we can get this transmitted over to the, to on internet to your computer. So with what we're doing today is that we've got others from overseas. New Zealand, Germany, they're actually online looking at the data because the data is is interested, or they're interested in the data, or we're interested in the data because of a pilot project that we're kind of working towards. That's going to, hopefully eventually it will all start to do with hydrogen.
So you're doing some testing today. Can you just describe a little bit about the testing that you're doing?
Yeah. So our testing today is to see the maximum demand on the property. So by firstly turning on 2 units at a time and running it 5 to 10 minutes, and then and as we go, so right up to the last, and have all the air cons running, the pool pumps, and mostly all the things that consume a lot of power. The lights are fine. I mean, we already have that because it's all LED. It's getting that maximum demand, and then from there the engineers will then work out or size out where we go from there with solar. Again, with the pilot hydrogen project. So you need that total demand, so that maximum demand, so you know what you're designing.
So we're quite excited really to be part of this community consultation and event, and hopefully some power saving for Titikaveka College. So in conjunction with the Kent Hall and Motu Villas here, we're really looking forward to the ultimate phase of the green hydrogen generators being installed. So we're going to be part of this phase 2 planning and data gathering. So we're hoping that next the electricity meters will get installed at our college, so we can start looking at our electricity consumption, not just for data gathering, but obviously for reducing our load on the system as well, and saving money for the future.
So were you interested in today's, what they were talking about?
Yeah, I was really interested with the data collection and how it's working. I've never thought of anything to do with data graphing electricity to see how it may impact our future. This concept is a really good idea. It's really good, and I think it'll benefit our school in the long run.
Can you see yourself doing like monitoring as part of a science project, possibly?
Possibly.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Time will tell. We can start looking at it once it's installed into the school.
So yeah, what's really essential for us is that I just want to stress the fact that this is a community project. While Motu Villas is trying to be leading by example here, we couldn't do it without the support from the community. And really, it's been absolutely wonderful to see and to experience the feedback that we've gotten from the wider community in Titikaveka. And I want to send out a special thanks to the board at Kent Hall, to Carl and Terry and their team. They've been absolutely essential in embracing this, and especially the landowners of Kent Hall, that everybody is sort of willing to talk about green energy and about installing new technology on the islands, exposing the local community to it. And obviously also the two principals, former Prince of Rarotonga and now Raywin, who are very, very supportive, bringing in the school, bringing in the students. If we don't work on this together, I believe it's never going to happen. But if we can continue this really wonderful collaboration, then I think we are on the verge of creating something meaningful and hopefully opening up a pathway into a much greener future and more sustainable tourism on our beautiful island.
I also want to say thank you so much to the staff at Taponga. We did request if their staff could be on site while we're doing the load test. So I just want to say thank you to Taponga Wira and to the staff, the management, CEO, and also to the board members of Taponga.
And a big meitaki mata to John and Rose Dunn, owners and directors of Motu Villas, for always following that dream of creating this beautiful boutique art resort with a very, very strong aspect on sustainability and eco practices. And it is their long-term commitment that makes these little projects here possible. So thank you very much for that.